thought I'd just show you my solar setup. There is the little solar panel I've got running at the moment. I can't remember what wattage it is, but it's pretty small. It'll only put out like 1 amp max. So obviously you need to run from your solar panel down to your little bit of kit, however you want to do it. There's many ways to build this kit. This is probably one of the more expensive ways, but I decided this is what I wanted to do for a bit of longer term use. I might do a bit of camping and run fridges and lighting and whatever else off it. But the basic premise is you need a solar panel, come down to some kind of solar controller. So it needs to basically have an input of solar and connect to a battery. So this thing will charge the battery but also run any loads at the same time. And if it's too much load for just the battery, just the solar, the battery will kick in. So typically you run your stuff at night and then charge during the day, but you can obviously run fridges during the day as well, or whatever you want to do. I'll give you a bit of an insight into how this device works. So I've got two sets of input devices here. So one is terminals, so just if you want to run pure cables, but I decided to add on some plugs, which is just a bit neater and easier, quick connects. So here's your solar input here, and I've done the same for the bottom for the battery. Just a quick note, I've made these different cables, different connectors, because I've got family members that'll use this, and you know, they didn't really look into the design or anything of it, and I didn't want them to, you know, reverse the polarity and connect the solar to the battery and the battery to the solar or anything. So I've made them so you literally can't. They're just different types of connectors. So that sorts that problem out. Basically, so you want your solar supply in. I've gone to some sort of protection here. At the moment it's just running a 6 amp circuit breaker. So this panel will only run, you know, max I'd say about 1 amp on a nice hot day. So 6 amp just for a bit of circuit protection, and this device actually can run about 30 amps. So eventually I'll get a bigger panel and run lots of gear off it, but for now I'm just charging little batteries. So active in, active out. I go run to some terminals because I run a few different things here. I've got an active from the terminal to the solar input, but I also go to a little thermostat here. I'm not sure if you can see. A little thermostat which sits on the aluminium plate which controls a fan just in behind there. I'm not sure if you can see that. Basically, I think it's set on about 30-35 degrees. So when the plate gets really hot, the fan will turn on and it will cool down the device. So I've got a hole cut out in the back. I might show you that in a minute. So they're the two actives running out. And then obviously that goes into the solar. Then you've got all your settings on your device. I'll go through that in a sec. Then you've got your battery, which you connect up. And then you've also got a load. So the battery is what I would be charging like a car or a boat or a motorbike with. And the load is just if you want to run anything directly off of this device. So, sorry about that. Lights or anything like that. At the moment I've just got a little setup here for some lights. Just for at night or anything. I'll just give them a test run now. So that's it there, just a little couple LED strips there. One thing I would change about this if I was doing it again is I'd run a smaller gauge cable to these LEDs, because they're a bit too heavy for the contacts on the LED and they put a bit of stress on the contacts. So I just run a smaller gauge, and that way you'll never have any problems with like flickering like that. But it'll do for now. Next time we'll fix that up, but pretty easy fix. Now I've just got a bit of a shroud here to protect it, so I've just folded that up using some sawhorses and a heat gun. And I'll give you a bit of knowledge about this device. So this button over here, this is a Morningstar, and this button over here, you can like isolate your load and solar, and does some like self-diagnostic tests, which you can read up on. Over here you've got your different types of batteries. So you got, I'm not sure if you can see that there, I'll try and get in. So you got your gel, your sealed, and your flooded. You just flick that. I've just got a little hole in there to get straight to the little indicator with a screwdriver. So you can adjust that. At the moment I'm running sealed because I'm on a motorbike. And I'll just give it a test run for you guys now. So I turn the breaker on, incoming supply. So then we've got battery volts of 13, input amps of 0.6 amps, and no load at the moment. So you got a little green indicator light here. Hard to see that, so much light going on. And then over here you got another green light to indicate it's charging. When that flashes, it just means it's equalizing, which is basically like floating trickle charge, just to top up. So I run the lights, and you'll be able to see the load amps are 0.6. So it measures your load as well. So you can. That's what I like about this particular device here. So there you go, load amps 0.6. And yeah, so that's it. Just runs out of your solar. Your battery terminals at the bottom, over to the battery, and charging whatever you want. In this case it's a 12-volt motorbike battery. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys what I've done, and there's heaps of different options that you guys can do, much cheaper than this as well. This is a couple $100 for this device, and I just did the rest myself. But you know, just an idea for you guys, and if you have any questions, just leave them down below. Thank you.